Welcome to Mr. Phelps' apartment. We're working on objective 1.1. Students will be able to evaluate algebraic and numeric expressions using the order of operations. So again, we're looking at algebraic, meaning letters, and numeric, meaning numbers, expressions, which are just like word number sentences without an equal sign, that's an expression, using order of operations. So we're going to make sure we're always checking our operations before we answer any of these problems to make sure they're in the right order based on the math concepts we learned in class. Alright, so I'm doing the 3 model problems that were assigned in class. Follow along if you'd like. Number 1. It says evaluate the expression below, and we have 82 minus bracket 10 plus the absolute value of 12 minus 16, that's cubed, close bracket. Alright, so we think about our order of operations. The first thing we're looking for, sorry, I'm eating pizza while I'm talking here. First thing we look at is any grouping symbols. So parentheses, brackets, those kind of things. And I see there's brackets here, so I know something in this section will go first. Now within the bracket, we start over. Excuse me, I'm still eating. Within the bracket, we start over, again to see if there's any more bracket symbols within the brackets. It looks like this right here, 12 minus 16, the absolute value of that, is another bracket or grouping symbol. So we're going to start with that. So we have 12 minus 16 equals negative 4, the absolute value of negative 4, which then gives us 4. So let's rewrite this entire thing as 82 minus 10 plus, now we just have 4 cubed in bracket. Now I just put parentheses here because we've already done the absolute value sign. We did that absolute value operation, excuse me, before. You don't have to have the parentheses, you can just leave it at 4 if you'd like. So now we start again. Let's see, any grouping symbols? Yeah, we still have these brackets. Within the brackets, we check again. There's no more grouping symbols other than those parentheses I added. So after that becomes exponents. I see a cubed here, so we're going to do that next. We rewrite the other thing, 82 minus 10 plus, now we have 4 cubed. 4 cubed is equal to 4 times 4 times 4. That's equal to 4 times 4 is 16 times 4, and that's equal to 64. So this moves right there, 64. I'll move that up a little bit so you can see. So now we're left with 82 minus bracket 10 plus 64. We still do our same steps. Any more brackets left? Yes, brackets here, grouping symbol. Anything else we do inside of this is just addition, so we go ahead and do that. 82 minus 74. Again, I put the brackets there just to show you that they continue down. You don't have to have them because there's no other operation left inside. So we have no more grouping symbols, no more exponents, no more multiplication or division. We do have addition or subtraction. We have subtraction right here. So now we're left with 82 minus 74, which you can probably do in your head. I'll work it out just so you see it all. That gives us 8. So the final answer here is 8. Alright, let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, for any given value of x, how would you evaluate the 2 expressions below differently for any given value of x? Alright, so this isn't going to be a numeric thing, we're going to write this out using our own words. I would say the first expression is 4x squared minus 8. The second one is parentheses 4x squared minus 8. So the key difference here you'll see is the parentheses, these grouping symbols. In order of operations, we always do the grouping symbols first. So in this first example, you would just go to squaring this x, because that's the first one we have. There's no grouping symbols, we go straight to exponents. But in this one, you'd have to do parentheses first, so you do 4 times x first, and then square it. So in my own words, I'm going to say, for the first expression, the exponent is completed first. However, in the second expression, the multiplication of 4 times x is done first because it is inside grouping symbols. Alright, and just so you can kind of see what I mean by that with an actual number, let's say, just for example, we're going to plug in x equals 3. X equals 3. In this first one, that would give us 4 times 3 squared minus 8, and the second one would give us 4 times 3 squared minus 8. I just plugged in x equals 3. Here, it would give us exponent goes first, so 4 times 9 minus 8. I'll go ahead and complete that out. We do multiplication first here because that becomes before subtraction. 4 times 9 gives us 36 minus 8, which gives us 28. However, the second one, we have the parentheses, so we do parentheses first. That gives us 4 times 3 is 12, the squared minus 8. 12 squared is 144 minus 8. Now this gives us 136. So just that little grouping symbol, just the parentheses, changed the answer from 28 to 136. So you can see that. That's why it's so important we follow the order of operations when we're looking at these expressions. Now let's look at number 3. Number 3 reads, evaluate the expression 6, parentheses x plus 8 over 3 plus 1 for when x equals 2. So I'm going to rewrite that expression on my notebook, just like you are in class. So I have number 3. I'm going to put objective 1.1 at the top. Objective 1.1 continued. There you go. Number 3 says, evaluate 6 times x plus 8 in parentheses over 3 plus 1 when x equals negative 2. So we're just going to plug and chug here. We have x equals negative 2. That's going to go right where that x is. That's going to leave us with 6 times negative 2 plus 8 over 3 plus 1. We do our order of operations, see what happens first. We have a grouping symbol, so that will happen first, negative 2 plus 8. That'll leave us with 6 times negative 2 plus 8, which is 6 over 3 plus 1. Now we have no more grouping symbols other than this 6, which doesn't really need one. But we do have multiplication and division. So we work from left to right and top to down in this multiplication and division because they're the same step in order of operations. So we'll do 6 times 6, which gives us 36 divided by 3 plus 1. Then we do this division next because that's next in our order of operations. 36 over 3 is 12 plus 1. We just have one operation left, addition. That gives us 13. This was Objective 1.1, the example problems. If you have questions, always email me, mrphelpsteacher@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about this, or your homework, or the independent practice. Thanks very much. I'll see you tomorrow in class.